You're now tuning in to the Ambitious Views podcast, where we share unique perspectives on storytelling within film and television from the past, present, and future. We're here for a good time, not a long time. So let's get to it. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Ambitious Views podcast. We are glad to be back. We're going to be jumping on Stranger Things Part 1 today. Blaze, how you doing?
I am doing well. I mean, cold, but I'm doing well. What about you?
I'm doing pretty good myself. It's definitely been chilly on my end, but I am pressing through because it ain't gonna probably go nowhere anytime soon. So I might as well just
Yeah.
get over it.
Yeah, they saying we're gonna get a nice little wintry mix tomorrow.
Yeah, I saw that, and I just think our place of work that we work at should just should possibly consider
Uh-huh.
just letting the roads have a break.
Right. Let
I
them
looked at
breathe.
some of the highways and byways this morning. I was like, y'all look tired of getting driven on. Just
I agree. Let them breathe.
yeah. So, but but yeah. But no, I'm doing all right. It's in grading season now, so that's the space that I'm in, and getting all the pre-planning and everything like that together. So it's doing all right. So,
Mm.
but cool, y'all. Yeah, we're gonna get on into it today. Of course, as we always like to say, we're here for a good time, not a long time. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this game for today. What is this? And I'm just gonna repeat it just because it's been a while, even
It
between
ain't
the
been
last
nowhere.
episode, you know. And so just in case y'all forgot, the way we play
Okay.
this game, what is this? Is that we each take turns per episode and we share three things, three person, places, or things related to one TV show or one film. All right. I have to share that as much as possible, not only for our great audience that are just tuned in and supporting us and just having a good time, probably eating a chili dog right now. I don't know what you're doing. But also I like to just make sure that um my partner in crime, Blaze, is just fully aware of how this works, and plus it is her time, so I'm interested to see what she's gonna do. She cheated kind of last time, so we're gonna see how she's gonna get it done. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and head on over to Blaze. What you got?
You know what? Since you said the rules out loud again, I'm gonna actually change mine up just a little bit. Not that my original clues didn't match, they did, but I remember last week you did actors, and so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do things this time. Just
Oh,
just to
because
switch it
Stranger
up.
Things, is that where you was going with that?
That's what I was going with that.
Okay, okay,
Okay.
okay,
And
okay.
honestly, I think going with the thing route is gonna make it harder.
That's fine because I'm a good sport, as they say, So
Okay.
what you got for me? What you got?
All right. Sing, dance, 1978.
What? What?
Sing, dance, 1978.
Now I told y'all Blaze was gonna cheat. I told y'all. 1978,
Yes.
singing and dancing. Is this a movie or a TV show?
Movie. Period piece.
Period piece.
I'll give you another clue. It's related.
I got something in mind,
You're probably
but I
right.
think I I don't know when this came out, and this is my wife's or one of my wife's favorite uh movies. Sing Dance 1978. I just don't know the date. But then again, that style, I don't think that was that style then. 78. Ooh, or
So when
was
I
it?
say 78, I'm saying that's the period that it's placed in, not the when the
Right.
movie came out.
Right. Oof. Yeah, you cheated with this one. These ain't no good clues. Everybody singing dance.
I mean, I can give you some more
No,
clues if you
no,
need
no,
them.
no, 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 no.
Do you
Don't
want the
pity.
actors? You want the actors
No,
instead?
no, don't pity me. Don't pity me. Um, I if it's based off a movie. Oh no, they didn't sing in that movie. Hmm. Dang. Okay. This is not correct, but I'm just gonna say Grease.
No, no.
What you gonna do first, actor or
I was gonna do
character?
actors.
What's one of the
I could
actors?
if I did characters, you would have known immediately. One of the characters, Caleb McLaughlin, that plays Lucas in Stranger Things.
What's the other one?
Elijah Kelly,
Elijah Kelly. What's the other one?
Lala Anthony.
I wouldn't have got it. What is that?
The New Edition story.
Oh,
Caleb played young Ricky Bell. Elijah played older Ricky Bell.
oh,
And then Lala played Ronnie's mother.
I forgot she was in that. And see, like, I don't be thinking about the 70s when I be thinking about so
Right. When I was looking it up, I was like, 78? That was 78?
yeah, you got me on that one.
I did.
But you said
That's
movie, right?
yeah, that was a movie. It
That
was a
was a
TV movie.
that's a series.
It was a TV movie that they did like in multiple parts. Okay, it's a mini series.
Okay. Okay.
I'll give you that.
I
It's a
s-
mini series.
no, I still wouldn't have got it. Oh my gosh. Okay.
I was like, let me pick one of these actors. I know. At first, I was gonna do the cowboy movie that he was in, but then I
Oh
was like, oh
yeah.
yeah, I remember you recently watched New Edition, so you gonna get this one, and I was wrong.
No, not like I was thinking because I know we like to play off of whatever we're watching, but I I will be honest, besides that project, I really don't know any other projects he's been in because I know about the Cowboy when you're talking about, I think Idris Elba is in that one, but I still
Hmm.
haven't watched that one yet. That's on Netflix, I think. But dang, well, you got me on that one, Blaze. Well, I guess it's still what, 2-0? You got two to my zero, I think. So,
I mean, I think I got three to your zero. No, I
okay,
think you
all
got
right.
me. I think you got me once.
I don't remember that one. See, you trying to pity me again. What's on your watch list?
I did not watch much, just Stranger Things.
Yeah, it's been Stranger Things that's been happening, and that's what they
Hmm.
do. Um, Pretty much the same thing for me as well, except for I forgot to mention that we have been watching Welcome to Derry. But we haven't watched the last, I think, maybe 2 to 3 episodes, and stuff. But it has been pretty good so far. based off of what some people have been mentioning, it sounds like it has turned up a little bit. So I'm interested to see where it goes, but it's definitely a very patient series. Like it's definitely setting up things. For me, it's just more so I'm curious about how it gets to another point and how all these other characters' arcs gonna be completed by the time it really gets down to the nitty gritty without me spoiling things. So, but cool. Well, with that being said, Blaze, let's go ahead and get straight on to the Strangers
Oh, I
Things.
lied. I have
Oh,
watched one thing.
what was that? What's that? What you watch? What you watch?
I watched. I've been watching I Love LA, which is on HBO Max.
I love
It's just
LA.
about this group of friends. It's about this group of friends in LA. Well, one of them is like a manager or a social media manager, and she starts managing one of her friends who's like a content creator.
Mm-hmm.
And then the people in the friend group, one is like a stylist, and then the other one has a famous dad. True
Mm-hmm.
Whitaker, Forrest Whitaker's daughter, is one of the leads, and she's amazing. She's probably the best thing about the show, honestly.
Huh. Okay. Huh. I'm gonna have to keep that in mind. They almost gotta give me vibes of Sweet Life, Issa Rae's reality show series that ran like 2 seasons on there. That's what that kind of reminds me
Mhm.
of.
Well, it's not a reality show though. It's a
Right.
fiction.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I figured that, but it seems like a almost not a fictional take, but that's what's kind of giving me a vibe of. So cool, 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 cool. Well, all right. Well, Stranger Things season 5, part 1, Blaze. What were
hmm
your initial predictions when it came to how you thought this was gonna start off versus how it started off to you?
My initial predictions was that for as long as they have made us wait, they had to come in swinging, which
Okay.
I feel like they did. Every
Okay.
episode felt meaningful and
Hmm.
necessary to watch. Cause
Hmm.
I ain't gonna lie, that last season, them episodes was long, Corgan.
They were.
And it was getting
It
to a
was.
point where it was like, do I need this scene or can fast forward just a little bit?
Mm,
Just a little bit. Can I go
yeah.
to sleep and wake up and still understand what's going on? This
Yeah.
this this first 4 episode drop, I paid attention. I was locked in. The action was
Hmm.
good. The story that was going on was good. And
Hmm.
I liked how they picked up from what happened at the end of the fourth season with the upside down pretty much coming in to the
Hmm.
real world, you can say, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
And I love that intro scene of them showing how Hawkins had changed since that, like talking about it
Hmm.
over the radio and stuff like that. That was a great
Yes.
introduction to kind of give us that information without
Hmm.
being like long-winded and boring.
Yeah, yeah. I would say that like going to your point with the last season, it was definitely a different take on what we have been experiencing, but at the end I realized why. It kind of reminded me of the pacing approach that Attack on Titan did with the last 2 movies, or I guess last 2 long episodes
Hmm
with well, not even before then, I would say maybe that last season where it's like they started explaining a whole bunch of things like how you become Titans and the history and everything like that, which felt kind of slow compared to everything else, and it did kind of feel a little bit of too much information at one time.
hmm
So even though it was like more slower pace that last season, I appreciated the payoff of like, oh my gosh, this has been connected to this dude, this young guy turning into Vector this entire time.
hmm
So I love the payoff and I love the big action close to the end. And I almost kind of wonder, was it one of those things that they want to make sure you under like I feel like for me, the last season helped me digest this first four episodes, part one, a little bit better with them maturing from young kids, physically to now they look like older teenagers slash young adults, because I feel like that was the other thing too, just kind of showing how they were growing and they were maturing, especially like Will's arc of how, they're moving and all that stuff like that. So, but yeah, I definitely get that. But yeah, I really enjoyed the episodes too. I'm forgetting her name right now, but the friend that's like the plays the disc jockey radio host.
Hmm.
I'm forgetting her name right now, but I really have been enjoying her add on to the experience of this season. It gives a sense of purpose, but then it also gives like I don't want to say like complete humor, but just like I feel like if any of the audience were anybody, we would probably be her in a sense
Yeah,
sometimes.
Robin. Robin is her name.
Robin. Okay, gotcha, gotcha. So, um, um, but yeah, I definitely agree. They definitely have set the tone big. I was definitely not expecting the ending of how
No.
it got, but I was talking to somebody, I think it was like my coworker, I was telling them about how I felt, or I told someone that I felt that Will would be the key in some aspect, or he may be a part of the heavy emotional side of what's to come. Because as we kind of learned in the previous season, like he definitely was starting to feel almost kind of like an outsider in a certain degree, and also
Hmm.
developing himself. And so. And then, of course, it's the question, who's gonna be a part of Big Death, or is it gonna be a Big Death, or wherever like that? Who's gonna be the lost character? And of course, it's a few ways it can go. Of course, 11 could be an option to a certain degree, but now I kind of feel like, and that's what I wanna. Let's lead into that as we're talking about 11. How did you feel about how much they made 11 or possibly depending on who you talk to continue to make 11 even though there's a lot that comes from 11's arc that she was not like coming off as the main character throughout the show. How did you feel about that?
About her not being seen as like the main character.
Yeah, like it seems like they tried their best to be like she's a part of this show, but we know what she did at the end of season four, but this isn't about 11. Like how they was able to do that, or did that stand out to you?
I would say that didn't stand out to me, and it probably didn't because to me, so much of last season was about her. And so I
Hmm.
feel like this season, or at least these first few episodes, was about establishing everybody else's role in whatever
Hmm.
the final battle is going to be. Like
Hmm.
she has now the information that she always had within, but has to unlock. And so now that
Hmm.
she has that information, she just needs to train. Well,
Yeah.
we can't do too much focus on her training. That's boring, you know.
Right.
But everybody but she also can't fight the battle on her own. And
Yeah.
so I like the focus of showing what everybody else was doing to help
Hmm.
the situation because I can imagine in a situation like this, especially like if when you think about the earlier seasons, um, they relied so heavily on her using her powers. But once again,
Hmm.
she can't do it all on her own. She has to eat something to like recharge and stuff. And so it was nice to see everybody else kind of figure out like, okay, what can I do so that we can get rid of Vecna?
Yeah. Yeah. I like that point. Yeah, and that's just awesome writing, honestly, when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
those first few episodes, because it's like everybody was seen in a very healthy way, in my personal
Mm-hmm.
opinion, and even if it wasn't as much, it's just like we got to experience their character and what we remember them as throughout these years, throughout the series. And so I definitely agree with that. How did you feel about this whole aspect of finally understanding where Max has been? And did you think that it was somebody else?
Um, I didn't think it was anybody else because I got spoiled. So,
Oh
I mean, I
man.
wasn't upset about being spoiled. I was just happy that she was gonna be a part of the first drop of the episode. So I was cool with
Yeah.
that. But it was sad, honestly. But also
Hmm.
nice to know that she wasn't like just dead. Like there's a way to bring her back. It's just hard, essentially,
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
sum it up. So it was just sad to see her that she is kind of just chilling, suffering, well, not chilling, suffering by herself, and
Yeah.
and got to the point where she was just kind of accepting her fate, like this just what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
And
also
I
nice to
don't, oh,
see. I was gonna say
mhm.
also, but it was also nice to see like Lucas not giving up on her. Like
Yeah.
he was the
Yeah.
main person that was going to the hospital every single
Hmm.
day, visiting her, talking to her, playing the music and everything. And when it's that one scene where she was like almost there, I think about
Yeah.
like how many times has she been so close, but then the music stopped, and so she had to like regroup, and then the music started again, and then she got on the path, and then the music stopped. And I think about that because
Yeah.
like when they're at school, who playing the music?
Right. Right. That is true. And like I don't know, I hate to think about this, but especially I love the character development with Max. Like I love just the experience with her and Mike's little sister.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, it's giving motherly vibes to where I could see that being the sad moment. Like I almost wonder, depending on how things are gonna go, especially since now Vector is like really not gonna be playing around, which I guess it depends also like how much he's gonna know what Will can do or not. Because
Mm-hmm.
he definitely has a very carry on type of experience. And now since the site has been um addressed and in the upside down that um I wonder is it gonna be just straight up just them versus Vector or how they're gonna go about that, which I'm assuming most likely what's gonna happen, they're gonna be experimenting, okay, Will, now what can you truly do? But now on top of that, they have three individuals with power on their side,
Mm-hmm.
because that was definitely really cool to and I completely forgot about that whole arc with
Yeah,
11.
back in season 2, I think it was.
Yeah, like I completely forgot about that. But
Mm-hmm.
I love that twist because Audra was like, man, I wonder if they're either working with Vector and that's the reason why they're okay in the upside down, or there's some type of way they were able to overcome Vector, hence why the town is seemingly okay. Because that was a thing that kind of surprised me. Like I was expecting, kind of going back to my initial question, I was expecting chaos
Mm-hmm.
when we first came back. And of course, I guess it's like, well, it got to be a show, so it and it's over so much. Because I was curious about, okay, like, is it gonna be crazy, or the monster's gonna be just roaming around? Is the upside down, right side up, and upside down now? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I was expecting more of a terrifying thing. So when it was all calm, but also you can tell it was very controlled, I was definitely
Mm-hmm.
surprised about that, Blaze. And I um I will say I am curious about what made them, because this is an original idea, right? This is not a based off a book, is it?
Um, it may be based off of a comic.
Based off a comic, okay.
I
Because I
think
would say
so.
if it's original, I'm curious, like, were
Check it
they
out.
possibly considering it being chaotic and Vector hiding out or taking over like the actual Earth or the town, or was that their plan all along? And of course, we will never know unless we got to speak to
Okay,
the
it's
creators.
original. It's
Oh,
original.
okay. Wow. So yeah, so it makes me wonder what made them take that approach to them figuring out a way to patch up the town. But then in the meantime, the military like, well, let's go ahead and get into the upside down while we're here. Um, I think the thing for me, I'm just curious about how they was able to do what they did in the Upside Down without being got. Um, that's something that I'm very interested in. I guess the only thing would be because he's usually interested in mostly children instead of adults as far as manipulating. What you think?
Say that again.
I said I was thinking like, it's I'm curious about how adults was able to get into the military was able to get into the upside down unbothered seemingly and set up a whole uh lab site unbothered by and everybody Vector and everybody else. But then I was
Oh,
thinking yeah. Oh, go ahead.
well, at the end of the last season, 11, she didn't kill Vecna, but she basically like knocked him out enough. That's why they were doing the what do they call it, squawks, because they were trying to
Mm,
find him, and so he had
mm-hmm.
been laying low for a while, and so that's probably how the
Mm,
government was able to go in and pretty much do whatever they wanted in the upside down and
mm.
kind of um close it off to everything and everybody so that they can do their research and other shady business.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. How'd you feel like, because I kind of got a little tickle to myself. How'd you feel about like I knew like Hopper and then were about business, but were you expecting them to actually shoot each other like that?
I was not. I was like, whoa. Like, I mean, is it necessary for y'all to be shooting each other? Like, because technically, yeah, I mean, it's one of those situations where, like, it's kind of like The Walking Dead. Why are the humans fighting each other when the zombies are the
Mm,
problem? And
right.
I mean, I'm sure it kind of goes back to like power, people
Mm-hmm.
wanting power or people wanting their idea pushed forward. My idea is like more important than yours, and since you're in the way, I'm gonna take you down. And it's like, no, stupid. Do you see where we are? This is not normal.
Mm-hmm.
This is not natural. We need to be on the same side.
Right,
But
right.
at the same time, like the soldiers, they're taking orders, and so they are only thinking shoot first. But like Hopper immediately starting killing people, I was like, oh, and then grenades. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it was just like what 11 like snap somebody's neck as well.
hmm
Like I
I
was
was like,
like,
murder. I think
dang.
I said murder. That's what we're doing now.
Yeah, like I was like, because I just felt bad because I'm like, I really, especially if Vector is not working with them in any way, like it's gonna be really messed up, y'all going after each other like that. Ultimately, y'all getting killed, and the real villain is still out there. So that was the only thing. I was kind of like, dang, y'all. But hey, when a gun is pointed at you and they ain't trying to ask no questions, you gotta do what you gotta do. So, but yeah, that was very interesting. Yeah, I'm overall, I'm definitely looking forward to how this is going to be playing out. What particular things stood out to you that you're looking forward to playing out for the rest of the this final season? Like things that you're very curious about how going to be in the future.
I'm definitely curious to see if and how Max and Holly will get out.
Okay.
Um, I'm also curious to see. So when Max was telling that story to Holly about Vecna hearing following her, and he stopped at the cave, and seeing him being fearful, finding out more information about that,
Yeah.
because like, dude, all the stuff you can do when you afraid to go into a cave that ain't got nothing in it. I want to know more
Yeah.
information about that. And some people said that um the stage play that they have of Stranger Things kind of dives into Henry's childhood a little bit more, and
Hmm.
knowing information about that can help you know more about what's going on this season. So I'm gonna,
Hmm.
read up on that a little bit more before the next drop.
Got
Um,
you.
and then I think it was the last episode of this drop
Hmm.
where, or no, maybe it wasn't the last episode. or maybe it was, I don't know. But when whatchamacallit went back in the past and she picked up that flyer
Hmm.
about the play, and it was
Hmm.
like young Joyce, and like just paying attention to
Oh
like the
yeah.
dates that were on there, the names that were on there, like they related to characters of today. Joyce, of course. I think Hopper's name was on there. The Willers were on there. And so I was like, okay, so all of this connect, and
Mm.
Henry's name was on it if I'm not mistaken. And I'm like,
Yeah.
so this been in the works for a long time. Like, is this a case of bullying? Are you coming after these people because they book? Like,
Yeah.
what is this going on? And the date, if I think the date that was on that flyer is the same day that Will was first abducted.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And so
That's
I
a
was
good
like, I feel like all this
point.
ties in.
Yeah. And I don't know, it makes you wonder if in real life he had to hide in the cave or something like that. And so that cave is kind of still stuck in his head, which is why Max can find it because, that's still within his realm since that house is where he wants Mike's little sister to be. Plus,
Hmm.
I you got me thinking it might be Blaze, honestly, because I mean, what I think that was that's how some of these things kind of turn out. You find out that, you're gonna be punished for what your parents did. So it almost kind of
Yep.
makes me wonder if that's what that is, and if so, I'm not surprised. And I mean, of course, it's been used before, but it's definitely a relevant thing that, of course, you don't want that to happen, but it definitely gives a bigger arc to him. And if
Hmm.
that's the direction that they're going, then that makes a lot more sense why we're getting more than like 4 episodes. Because to be honest, I thought we would finish it up in that one, and like 4 to 5 episodes maybe, depending on. But now you pointed out because she was in his using, she was Max was in his perspective when she went that time in that high school. I'm pretty sure.
Hmm. Yep.
Mm, that's a good thought. That's a really good thought. Yeah. Yeah. I know for me, like, I'm definitely curious to see how they work their way back and then also seeing the next arc of Will, because I think they're definitely going to be expanding on that a lot more and just truly, and also trying to figure out did Vecna do a little bit more than he expected to Will when it came to leaving, I guess, like an imprint on him,
Hmm.
um, and some type of way empowering him, which that's very unique to expect that him, I guess trying to poison him or not poison, but just do whatever to his body, end up basically allowing him to have powers unless he's like them, as in 11 and the rest of the special kids, to where he's always kind of had powers, and that's what kind of maybe made him unique and stand out. But he, is just now tapping in now, but it's also that little push of what Vecna has been able to do, because not only if he is a special um man, he's also one of them as well. So that's
Hmm.
definitely going to be
I
interesting to see.
I wonder too if it's just because like Will was the first person that he
Uh,
took
yeah, yeah.
and brought into like the upside down. And I wonder if
Hmm.
that's how the connection started. Honestly, like when it was revealed he had powers and stuff like that. And they like really the whole 4 episodes when they kind of were having conversations that were leading up to that big reveal,
Hmm.
it really reminded me of Harry Potter and his connection
Mm,
to Baltimore and how,
hmm.
Baltimore made all the Horcruxes and accidentally made one out of
True.
Harry when his mother was protecting him. So it's like maybe
Right, right.
Vecna didn't intentionally give Will powers, but
Hmm.
by bringing him to the upside down, maybe he just accidentally, put something in motion. that could
Mm,
potentially stop him.
yeah. Yeah, that's definitely going to be interesting to see how that plays out. But like you said, this has been a really great drop so far. I'm definitely looking forward to see. I am prepared for possibly some more information, but since we know the majority of the background um, of, Vecna when he was human, then I don't, maybe they won't sit with it too long. So I guess it'll just be more so of just like them figuring out where do they go from here, especially with the military being weakened, and
Hmm.
now what does that mean for the town as far as like their safety and everything like that, and those kids, because he's still gonna, I mean, either he got all the kids that he need or he may be still coming after them, so it almost gonna turn to like almost kind of like a heist moment as well. So um definitely interested to see what's next, Blaze. So
Yeah.
but other than that, do you got anything else before we adjourn for tonight?
I was just gonna say some standouts for me. I really love the acting of the girl who played Holly. I thought she did a
Mm-hmm.
really good
Mm-hmm.
job. And then I love Delightful Derek. He was hilarious. He became like a little cult leader
Oh
when he was like,
gosh.
I will lead you to salvation. I said, now he got a little cult going on, and he
Oh my
popping these
gosh.
kids with the stick
Left and right.
left and right until the little girl gonna snitch.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah, he definitely, that's what I'm saying, man. The acting is really great. The writing is just spot on when it comes to helping everybody just be seen and cater to the story. So I'm
Mhm.
definitely enjoying it. Definitely an ensemble cast, and I definitely see this being a show that will go down as one of the greatest shows of all time. So
Oh,
so yeah.
definitely.
So
Definitely. I
yeah.
mean, once people stop talking about, how long the show took to film, yes. And I
Yeah.
think sometimes people forget like there were two strikes that happened in a
Yes.
pandemic that happened.
Yes.
That
Yes.
is why it took so long
Yes.
to shoot.
Yes, yes, and television is definitely a writer's world. So that
Hmm.
has to be on point. That has to be fine.
And a show
Um,
like this takes a while to film because of like all the
right.
special effects and stuff.
Yes, a very dynamic show. And these actors, they're growing. They're getting booked, So
Yes,
they
yes.
they are
As they
out
should
there,
be.
So I'm happy to see them grow and get out there and do things like even what you was talking about with um what's that with Caleb, with just, the few projects that he's been a part of. So they all are really out there, and that's how you've
Mhm.
done a great job with the show
Yep.
and stuff. So all right, y'all. Well, appreciate y'all again for tuning in to another episode. We'll be coming back with another project pretty soon, so stay tuned and stay up to date on all our social media platforms, including YouTube, if you like to listen to your projects and music through there. So, but other than that, y'all have a good rest of the night, noon, or morning. Peace.
Peace.